And breaking news coming in on top of this broadcast, the ED, we're getting to know, has filed a charge sheet in the Agusta Westland case. Now, yes, that's the big breaking news at this point of time. Nalini Sharma is getting us those details. The ED has filed charge sheet in the Agusta Westland case before the Patiala House Court. In fact, 34 accused have been named in the charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate. So big headlines coming in. Charge sheet filed at the Patiala House Court. Number 2, 34 accused have been named in the charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate. Individuals plus Indian and foreign companies have also been named in the charge sheet filed by the ED. So I'm going to read out the names that have been mentioned in the Enforcement Directorate charge sheet. Giro Hashke, Carlo Gerosa, SP Tyagi, Rajiv Tyagi, Sanjeev Tyagi, Gautam Khaitan, Shivani Saxena, Rajiv Saxena and Ritu Khaitan. There are also some companies that have been, a series of companies that have also been named in the ED charge sheet, a comprehensive charge sheet there. Charges of money laundering under Section 3 and 4 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act have been put against all the accused. The charge sheet clearly says that money was laundered through multiple foreign companies. The Enforcement Directorate has also said in this charge sheet that foreign companies were used as fronts to park alleged kickbacks. Big breaking news coming in on top of this broadcast. We're getting to know that the Enforcement Directorate has filed a charge sheet in Choppergate. We have Nalini Sharma tracking all those details. Nalini, a very comprehensive charge sheet filed at this point of time. Names and 34 accused have been named in the charge sheet. Get us more details.
Absolutely. This is a supplementary charge sheet being filed by the Enforcement Directorate before the Patiala House Court, which is coming in light of the charge sheet that has already been filed by the ED before, as well as the charge sheet by the CBI running into over 30,000 pages. And there are multiple individuals, including middlemen Gerosa as well as Hashke, that are named in this particular charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate. It clearly says that all of these individuals, along with several other companies, Indian and foreign, were involved in these kickbacks that they had received during the Agusta Westland chopper deal. And what the Enforcement Directorate is also saying is that all of these companies named in the charge sheet are shell companies that were used to pass these kickbacks while the money was being laundered and routed through different companies to the eventual beneficiaries of this entire money laundering scheme. So this is a charge sheet that has been filed just right now by the Enforcement Directorate before the Patiala House Court. It runs into over thousands of pages, and the total number of 34 accused have been named by the ED as accused in the entire Agusta Westland scam.
Nalini, also tell our viewers at this point of time now, a very comprehensive charge sheet has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate. How will this charge sheet help our agencies take up the case when it comes to extradition of the middlemen or to probe the middlemen when it's in question?
Well, the explosive part of this charge sheet is the fact that there are 34 accused named in this, because there was a charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate before this that only named Gautam Khaitan and as well as the companies related to Gautam Khaitan. But in this particular charge sheet, it's a comprehensive charge sheet that the ED has filed after intense investigation. And they've also named crucial middlemen in this particular case in this charge sheet. And all of these 34 individuals as well as companies have been named as accused, meaning that all of them were involved in the role regarding the money laundering scheme that was happening. And through these shell companies, the money was routed through different shell companies through various different countries across the world. And before the money actually reached the eventual beneficiaries of this entire money laundering scheme. What the Enforcement Directorate is also telling us is that this particular charge sheet is based on Section 3 and 4 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The charges against all of the accused are under Section 3 and 4 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, keeping in mind that the Enforcement Directorate only investigates the money laundering charges. So these are the charges that they frame them against in this thousands of pages of charge sheet. And of course, the investigation will start will take a new turn now. Now that the charge sheet has been filed before the court, all of these accused are likely to be asked to be summoned before the court so that these charges can be explained to them and the trial against them can then eventually begin.
Right. So amongst the accused, Nalini, we see in the charge sheet is Giro Hashke and Carlo Gerosa. But we know last month, all right, Nalini, stay with us. We have Dr. Swami on the phone line. Dr. Swami, a comprehensive charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate at this point of time. It comes only after Italy refused to extradite Carlo Gerosa, the middleman in Choppergate. How do you think this charge sheet is going to help our agencies when it comes to questioning the middlemen and unearthing the entire UPI scam?
Well, Chargesheet has strengthened our case with the international agencies like the Interpol to bring these people, because at the moment just asking them to extradite them and be possible. They say there's no criminal case against them. Now there's a criminal case against all of them in this thing, and the ED has done excellent work on money laundering, despite all the efforts of the hangover bureaucracy in our government, which has tried to demoralize some of the senior officers. But they have done very good work, and this is a long overdue. And I think now we'll find this very fast because CBI is also in an advanced stage to file its charge sheet.
All right. Dr. Swami, we know that the Tyagi brothers have also been named in this charge sheet. How do you think this is going to spell trouble for the political parties who have been under the dock? Or it's a UP era scam, everybody knows. So what do you think this means for the Congress?
It means that both Sonia and Ahmed Patel will have to be interrogated by the ED and the CBI. And naturally, it will look very bad because it means another case. The national case is also already in an advanced stage. And they are out on bail on that. And in this also, they will have to come out on bail. It's very bad.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Swami, for joining us on this breaking news broadcast. Once again, telling our viewers who are just tuning in, the Enforcement Directorate has filed an over 1,000-page charge sheet in the Agusta Westland scam. 34 accused have been named by the Enforcement Directorate in the charge sheet. Individuals plus Indian and foreign companies have also been named. Money laundering charges have been mentioned in the charge sheet. In fact, the names mentioned in the charge sheet as Nalini, who's still with us on the phone line. Nalini, for viewers just tuning in, if you could tell us the names of the accused that have been mentioned by the ED in its loaded charge sheet in Choppergate.
Well, there are a total of 34 accused named in this charge sheet, and this charge sheet also specifically states that a total of 28 million euros was laundered through these shell companies. That's what the charge sheet of the Enforcement Directorate states. And there are multiple individuals as well as Indian and foreign companies that are named in the charge sheet, and including crucial middlemen like Gardo Hashke as well as Carlo Gerosa, along with SP Tyagi, Rajiv Tyagi and Sanjeev Tyagi, the ex-IAF chief as well as his two cousin brothers, Rajiv Tyagi and Sanjeev Tyagi, along with their lawyer Gautam Khaitan and his wife Ritu Khaitan, along with the director of the company Shivani Saxena as well as Rajiv Saxena. These are the individuals that have been named in the charge sheet, along with a slew of Indian and foreign companies that were used as park stops to actually launder this money from one company to another throughout the country. And what this charge sheet also says that this has been filed. This was filed after they figured out throughout the investigation about how this money was routed through the foreign companies, and people with knowledge of this entire larger conspiracy that had taken place in the Agusta VVIP chopper scam had in fact informed the Enforcement Directorate about all of these 34 accused that have been named in this charge sheet. There is intense investigation that was carried out by the Enforcement Directorate before filing up this charge sheet. It includes IAF chief SP Tyagi, his brother Sanjeev Tyagi as well as Rajiv Tyagi, and there are almost more than half a dozen companies, Indian companies as well as foreign companies that are named in this charge sheet, along with several relatives of all of these accused as well who were also involved in this money laundering scheme. That's the kind of information that's coming in right now. Of course, the charge sheet also goes on to say that a total of 28 million euros was laundered through these shell companies to the eventual beneficiaries of this entire Agusta Westland VVIP chopper scam deal.
All right, big headlines are coming in from that breaking news story. Number one, the Enforcement Directorate has filed a charge sheet in the Agusta Westland case. Number two, 34 accused have been named. Number three, charges of money laundering have been mentioned in the charge sheet. And we're getting to know the big breaking news here is that ED has said that a total of 28 million euros have been laundered. Nalini, I'd also like to know, in the course of its investigation, did the Enforcement Directorate or did sources in the Enforcement Directorate whom you've been in touch with, have they ever told you of a political link that they've managed to unearth? Has the investigation gone in that direction?
Well, it's extremely important to note over here that the investigation has come a very far way, especially after the last charge sheet was filed that specifically only named Gautam Khaitan as well as the companies linked to Gautam Khaitan as an accused in the Agusta Westland scam. And now we have this supplementary charge sheet by the Enforcement Directorate coming in that straight away from Gautam Khaitan names 34 total accused in the entire case. So the investigation has come a very long way. And of course, the fact that the Enforcement Directorate has gone ahead and named all of these 34 accused, including crucial people who were involved in the deal regarding the Augusta Westland helicopter sale. Keeping that in mind, the Enforcement Directorate is going to initiate the trial in the case through the Patiala House Court by filing the charge sheet before the Patiala House Court, and we can expect the trial to happen, right?
Right, so the trial may begin anytime. Now a charge sheet has been filed. Nalini, stay with us. We also have Vikram Singh joining us on the phone line. Vikram Singh, big boost there coming in for the Enforcement Directorate. A loaded charge sheet filed in the Patiala House Court. They've named 34 accused in the Agusta Westland case. It's a fight. All right, Vikram Singh is joining us live on this broadcast. Big breaking news development coming in. Vikram Singh, we know that the Enforcement Directorate has filed this charge sheet in the Agusta Westland case. 34 accused have been named. In fact, charges very, very specific, going on to say Carlo Gerosa, Giro Hashke, SP Tyagi, Rajiv Tyagi, all of them have been named in the charge sheet. And we also know that they're talking about money laundering to the tune of 28 million euros.
My God, it has come as a matter of tremendous satisfaction that the Enforcement Directorate has filed a charge sheet finally against 34 hardcore accused. And the evidence, as per Republic TV disclosures, is that it is incontrovertible and infallible. And the Patiala court, I'm sure, will take cognizance of this absolutely by the book and by the statute charge sheet, and take into account the aspects of money laundering, the aspects of wheeling, dealing, and of high-profile accused. Mind you, Rajiv Tyagi and Khaitan are not individuals who can be pushed around. Obviously, the Enforcement Director has done its homework to name and find the financial trail in respect of the 34 accused. Is almost akin to working for a PhD. I compliment the Enforcement Directorate and Republic TV for coming out with this disclosure.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Singh, for joining us on this broadcast. But yes, big breaking news development coming in. The Enforcement Directorate has filed a loaded charge sheet in the Agusta Westland case. They're speaking about money laundering to the tune of 28 million euros. 34 accused have been named in the case. We are also, all right, we're also going to tell you that how Carlo Gerosa and Giro Hashke have also been named. The Tyagi brothers have been named. Explosive details are coming in. Companies, many companies also named. In fact, the charges of money laundering under the Section 3 and 4 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act against all accused have been mentioned.